So, Phil Robertson. I guess you have all heard of him before. Well, at least within recent news, most of you have heard of the news that Phil Robertson was suspended for making homophobic comments to GQ magazine, and he was suspended from the show that he was part of called Duck Dynasty, which is a reality TV show I had never even heard of until this story. And recently, A&E has reinstated his contract and essentially lifted his punishment. I think we can all agree that his comments were insensitive. No matter if you're a Christian, if you're an atheist, if you support gay rights, if you do not support gay rights, I think no matter what position you take, we can all agree that he was extremely insensitive, and even if he felt that way, he could have phrased it in a different manner. Does it mean that he should have stayed silent on the matter and not expressed his opinion? No. But we all agree that he was pretty fucking insensitive, and that can get you into trouble. Now, was it in the rights of A&E as the people who hired Phil Robertson to be put on this show to terminate his contract, or at least suspend him? Yes, I think it was within their rights to do so. If it makes them look bad, if he says rather incendiary and insensitive comments that will pull away business, that will turn away viewers, then I think it is within their rights to terminate his contract or suspend him or do what they will. Do I necessarily think he deserves to get reprimanded for his actions and what he said? Yes, I definitely think so. This is the 21st century, for crying out loud. Whether you're religious or not, I don't care. It's kind of really outdated, in my opinion, to hold these sort of bigoted views. It's really tiresome and really quite sad to see people who are this bigoted, who are this ignorant, and who are not willing to engage in proper discourse about certain topics that they're uncomfortable with. For example, in this case, homosexuality, where Phil Robertson makes the comparison of homosexual behavior to that of bestiality. I think that just highlights an astounding amount of ignorance, and quite frankly, I think that he should have been reprimanded for that. Now, I think that is our job as society to reprimand people for such intolerable behavior. But does that mean that he should be taken off the air? No. Well, it is within the discretion of whoever hires him and whoever holds the contract to terminate said contract. But if they choose not to terminate his contract, that's within their right to do so. And no matter how much I disagree with his stance, no matter how much I find his opinion to be absolutely morally reprehensible, I think he has the right to say what he has to say. You are free to say whatever you want as long as it does not incite hatred or violence towards one person or puts their safety at risk. But in reality, that's not how things work. This is a capitalist society. At least it is in North America. We are driven by money, and people who hold money hold different opinions. And you will inevitably alienate some of those people if you say some very controversial shit. This leads to another discussion. Should people like Phil Robertson be able to say whatever they want to say, whether on TV or not? Maybe should they be allowed to say those things in the workplace? Should they be allowed to say those things at school? Is it within their freedom of speech to say those things? You're never going to be able to censor all of those stupid people off media or in society in general. Like, if you take Phil Robertson off the air, just 2 more people will come up and take his place. And that is unfortunate, but I think it is inevitable. So that's one problem with censorship, but another problem is that even if it could silence everyone, that doesn't mean it would change their minds. That doesn't mean that they'll suddenly magically see the light. On the contrary, they might experience a sense of confirmation bias, like, oh, well, you're just trying to censor our opinions, therefore we're right. Of course, it's not logical, of course, it's sort of a knee-jerk reaction, but, we want to avoid that. So my solution is actually quite the opposite from censorship. Instead of trying to tell these people, oh, holding those opinions are wrong, and we're going to punish you because we can, and we're going to make sure that you don't espouse those opinions, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to tell them, speak louder. Let your voices be heard. We believe it's wrong, clearly, and we're going to show you why you're wrong in a public and open forum where everyone can see how bigoted you are, where everyone can see how idiotic those beliefs you hold can really be. May the truth always be heard.